Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to make a really quick and easy beef and broccoli. This is a delicious recipe, a great one to fall back on for your busy nights. It's one of my favorites, so I thought I'd go ahead and make that for you guys tonight. So here's the list of ingredients you're going to need, not very many at all. This recipe will actually feed between 4 and 6 people. I'll have the measurements and ingredients in the description box for you guys. You're going to need some fresh broccoli. You're going to need some stir-fry steak, or whatever steak that you guys like. Just make sure that it's sliced thin. This is a stir-fry beef bottom round steak. This is actually sliced really long, so I'll go ahead and cut it in half, and I'll get double the meat, which is great for me. So you're gonna need some soy sauce, oyster sauce. You're gonna need some cornstarch. You're also gonna need some vegetable oil and some beef broth. You're gonna need a little bit of salt and some freshly ground black pepper. You're also gonna need some brown sugar, as well as an onion, some garlic. You're gonna need some fresh ginger and some green scallions, and that's it, guys. That's all you need to make this delicious beef and broccoli. So let's get cooking, guys. Okay guys, so the first thing we're gonna start is our marinade for our meat. But first what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna slice this in half, because this meat is too long. So I'm gonna go ahead and slice it. Now I want to apologize in advance if you guys hear I have a cough drop in my mouth, so I'm not coughing while I'm cooking. I am a little sick this week, but I wanted to make sure that I put a video together for you guys. So I apologize in advance if you guys hear the cough drop or a little more hoarseness in my voice. And see, that's perfect. They were just too long for my liking. And then we're going to make the marinade for the meat. That's perfect. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make our marinade. And I had my steak sitting out. You don't want it, you know, cold, too cold. Right from the refrigerator, so try to keep your meat out a little bit to get somewhat room temperature. It does make a difference before you start cooking it. I'm just breaking up the meat a little bit. Alright. So in the bowl where we're marinating the meat, we're going to add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And of course I'll have all the measurements, ingredients in the description box for you guys. This comes out slow. I'm going to add a little bit of black pepper. And I had to get new grinders because my beautiful red ones that my older daughter bought me many years ago and it doesn't work, so I had to go and buy new ones. But I'm not getting rid of them because, you know, they're sentimental. Alright, so a little bit of pepper. We're going to do some cornstarch. Actually, let me get a different one so I don't get soy sauce in my cornstarch. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I hate the feeling of cornstarch. Is it me, or do you guys feel the same way? Like, I can't touch it with my hands. It really grosses me out. So I have to use something. I cannot touch cornstarch. I'm just weird, I guess. It's got such a weird feeling to it. No, thank you. I'll use some tongs or something. All right. Anyways, just mix it around. Get the soy sauce and the pepper and the cornstarch mixed really good. And this the cornstarch is gonna coat the meat as well. So when we cook it, it'll have a nice little coating. Trying to break up some of this meat a little bit more. Probably should have did it before I started, but that's alright. I'm going to add a little bit more pepper. Because it's really the only time we're going to be adding any kind of pepper or anything to this. So, alright. Alright, that looks good enough. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this and just let it sit. You don't need to put it in the refrigerator. Like I said, you don't want your meat to be straight from the refrigerator right before we cook it. So I'm going to just cover it and leave it on the counter while we work on our next step. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and make our sauce. I have some scallions that I chopped. We're not using all, we're just going to use a little bit and then the rest for garnish pretty much. I have some soy sauce, oyster sauce, some beef broth, and some brown sugar. Okay, so all we're going to do, so this has 4 cups of beef broth, but I'm just going to go ahead and put half. So 2 cups. Of beef broth. We're going to do 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay, we're going to do, I'm going to take this top off because it goes too slow. We're going to do 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. And we're going to do 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce. Looks great. And then we're going to do just some scallions. Not too much. We can use the rest for our garnish. And then just give that a nice quick stir. And that's it for your sauce. And that's going to just sit while we work on the rest of our stuff. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and blanch the broccoli. And what I did was I just cut them into little florets. And we're just going to go ahead and blanch them before we start on our steak. I'm going to go ahead and put this on high. And all I did was I just put some salt in here because it's really the only time we're going to be able to season the broccoli. So just water and a little bit of salt. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up to a boil and then put the broccoli in. So we'll be back in a second when this starts boiling. Okay guys, so once your water starts boiling, we're going to go ahead and add the broccoli. Okay, it usually takes broccoli to cook probably about 3 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes. So we're going to let this cook. And what you're going to see is the color of the broccoli turn a really pretty vibrant green. And that's when you kind of know that they're done. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put them in an ice bath. What that does is it stops the cooking process as well as keeping the pretty green color. And we'll be back. Okay guys, so it's been about 3 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. What I have back here is just a bowl filled with ice water. Because like I said, we're going to do a ice bath. Because all we're going to do after we cook the meat and the sauce and everything is warm up the broccoli. Alright, I'm going to let this sit here in the ice while we prepare our next step. Okay guys, so now that everything is prepared, I just went and dumped the ice water. So my broccoli is ready. I don't know if you can see this, but I made some rice for my hubby. You need a wok, which I have here, or if you don't have a wok, just something that's got high sides will work just as fine. So we're going to head and put this on high. I want to get this wok really nice and hot Okay, so while this is getting nice and hot, what I have over here is just some vegetable oil. I have some onions here that I've chopped. Again, I'll leave all the measurements, ingredients in the description. This was just one onion that I've just, chopped up. Doesn't matter how you chop it or dice it, your preference. I have here about 3 cloves of garlic that I diced real small. And then I have here fresh ginger that I went ahead and diced as well, real small. And then on the side here I got my steak that's marinating, my sauce, and then I have the cornstarch and water that we're going to be making the slurry at the end. So now this is getting nice and hot. You're going to go ahead and just put a couple of tablespoons, I would say 1 to 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Let that get nice and hot. You guys can probably hear it, it's nice and hot. So what we're going to do is we're going to add our steak that we prepared in the marinade. Now that's perfect. Now I'm just going to let this sit here and cook. You don't want to cook it too long because the longer you cook it, the tougher the meat will be. Alright, that looks great. Got a nice sear to it. So at this point we're going to transfer this to a plate or a bowl. Just set that aside. We're going to go ahead and put a little bit more vegetable oil in. Add your onions. Now we're going to cook the onions for a minute or so before we add the garlic and ginger. Get it a nice color to the onions. Alright guys, that looks great. It smells so good. At this point, we're going to go ahead and add the garlic. And the ginger. And that's when the real delicious smells come through. Wish you guys can smell it. And like I said, once everything is prepped, it's really a very quick, easy dinner to put together. Let me give this another couple of seconds just to get all the garlic and ginger fragrances going. Definitely don't want to burn it. So just a couple of seconds. Alright, now we're going to put the sauce that we made in. Just give it a nice whisk real quick in case the sugars or whatnot drop. The bottom. And we're going to let this come back up to a boil. It smells so good, guys. Alright, so while this is coming back to a boil, I'm going to go clean up real quick and I'll be back in a minute, guys. Alright guys, so this is almost back up to a boil. So what we're going to do before this does that is we're going to make a little slurry. So I have 2 tablespoons of water and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. I'm just going to add it to my cornstarch, the water. And I'm just going to go ahead and mix it really good. So that that's ready in a second. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and add the beef back in. Sorry about that, my doggy started barking. So we're going to go ahead and pour the slurry in. Give that a nice mix. Get that nice and incorporated. Because what that's going to do is that's going to thicken everything up, the sauce. So that all we have to do is put the broccoli in, warm it up, and we're good. So I'm going to give this a second or two, and we'll be back in a minute, guys, to put everything together. Alright, guys. So it's now boiling. That's exactly what we wanted. I just went ahead and turned off my stove. And all we're going to do is add the broccoli back in. And give this a nice toss. And it smells absolutely delicious. Because all we have to do really is just warm up the broccoli. It's already been cooked. Doesn't it look pretty? So just let that sit. The broccoli just sit in all the juices after you mixed it, and that'll heat up the broccoli back up so that we can go ahead and make a dish. So I'll meet you back over there in a minute, guys. Okay, guys, here's my plate of beef and broccoli. I put it over some rice for my hubby. And all you're going to do is just take some scallions and just sprinkle it back on top. Okay, guys, sorry about that. My dog barked again. Anyways, just go ahead and put some fresh scallions on top. And there you go, guys. My beef and broccoli. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I definitely enjoyed making it. I hope you guys give this recipe a try. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you guys want to see more of my videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.